Well, I would say that become a thought leader is something that was important. Master your brand. And that's something that it really resonates well with me because if you want to be considered as an expert, you need to really create content that's going to give value to whoever you're connecting with. And with AI technology available, you can create ideas for content that you wouldn't imagine doing it on your own.
Welcome to the Reframe for Resilience podcast. In this podcast, we explore real stories of transformation, how people shift perspective and try to find different ways of solving problems where they can increase productivity and have real impact. I'm Dr. Frank Douglas, the host of Reframe for Resilience. And today, our guest is Mr. Al Kushner. He is an award-winning LinkedIn growth strategist. He is a client retention expert, a best-selling author. His latest book, which came out about 2 weeks ago, is The AI LinkedIn Advantage. And so today we are going to spend some time discussing how we use technology as a transformational tool to achieve growth and productivity. Mr. Kushner, welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Douglas. I look forward to it.
Yeah. So as we
Uh,
get started, could you tell me, some part of your journey where you got the aha, you were faced with perhaps a challenge, and that challenge caused you to think differently, to have a shift in perspective, and perhaps is the thing that has led you to do what you do now, particularly as an expert and a coach of CEOs?
Well, I always face challenge every day, and for me, this is just part of what I do. Especially with technology changing all the time, you need to be on top of what's happening in the industry. So when it comes to challenges, I just try to face it head on. And I would say that in my background, I've really had problems with procrastination and also dealing with issues about taking risk. And I realized that if I didn't do that, then I would not get the rewards. So when you have to look back and say, if there was something you would have done differently, I I could say that no. I think if anything, I should have taken more risk and not have been afraid of embracing technology, as a lot of people are, and focus in on what the end result is. And I think for me, the biggest challenge was writing my first book, I would say, because that was something that I had no experience at all doing. And it was really at a time that when books and technology were not really as it is today, where you can really produce a book, one book at a time. Back in the day, you had to produce many books. And if you made a mistake, well, guess what? You got to, throw them out and, do another set. And that was the biggest challenge for me. And if anything, it may be better nowadays, to understand that technology can be something that is wonderful if you learn how to use it with the right tools. And now I produced my book, which the AI LinkedIn Advantage took about a year to write it. And I would say that it was really a very rewarding experience. And I've always learned from the information in the book that was helpful. And I know that I have to update it next year because technology keeps changing and it's really incredible. But I'm really proud of the work that I've done. And it was something that was a lot of people recognize as a breakthrough, I would think. The only book out there right now that combines both AI technology and LinkedIn together in a way that you can become a dominant force on the platform. So, yeah, I'm excited about it.
Well, congratulations. Share with us, two or three key things in the book that you consider transformational. As you said, this is really new.
Well, I would say that become a thought leader is something that was important. Master your brand. And that's something that it really resonates well with me because if you want to be considered as an expert, you need to really create content that's going to give value to whoever you're connecting with. And with AI technology available, you can create ideas for content that you wouldn't imagine doing it on your own and so much easier and so much faster. So for me, that was one of the things that I really enjoyed about it. It was the ability to um, take a subject and think beyond what I could think of myself and using technology and think of from different angles how to approach things. And AI was able to provide me that opportunity to create content that was captivating and hook people in. And that's really what made a difference for me. So that was incredible.
Have you brought that to organizations, that type of use of AI technology?
Well, yeah, I am very much in demand as a speaker. I have a number of associations that have reached out to me to do speaking engagements for their members because they realize that the information out there is very confusing, and I can make it more easily digestible for people to understand how you shouldn't be afraid of the technology, but embrace it, and it could really revolutionize your business.
Do you see a role for AI in helping better communication amongst teams, for example?
Well, certainly, I mean, when it comes to AI technology, I imagine it's being used in gaming systems, which a lot of teens are gravitating towards. I would say that there is a lot of opportunity to create careers for a lot of teens, particularly in, I would say, AI prompt writing, which is a really growth industry. So I think a lot of those teens may be interested in that type of opportunity to be part of uh, um, a new field that never existed before, prompt writing, which commands pretty high figures, at least six figures, salaries. So that's a lot better than working at McDonald's, I could tell you that. So I think that is really
Could you explain prompt writing to us?
sure. Well, as with anything, when you're using AI technology, you need to give it information in order to give you what your results you're looking for. So you have to write a script in order to tell the AI what you're looking for in particular. So, an example, if you wanted to reply to an influencer on LinkedIn and you wanted to sound like you're sincere, you would give a prompt to the AI to take the information of the influencer's post and create a reply that sounds sincere and it is able to even ask a question or two to reply to that influencer. And then you would get that information and you can post it onto, let's say, LinkedIn to reply to that influencer by giving some value and credence to their post and maybe enhancing it or touch on points that they never discussed or expand upon areas. And a lot of times it benefits the influencer because all of a sudden LinkedIn's algorithm appreciates that and looks at more valuable and maybe, share it with a lot more people on LinkedIn. So the end result is that you use prompt writing to enhance your output on AI technology. So there are a lot of applications to be used for that, but there is a demand for it. I mean, I believe Microsoft and Facebook are reaching out to a lot of, I would say, students or colleges for AI technology and prompt writing. It's really something that's really taking off, and a lot of people, I guess teens in those ages, are embracing the technology and not afraid of it because they're kind of growing up in it. So I think
Mhm.
it's going to be an advantage to them years down the road that their information, their input would be valuable for anyone using technology much easier because of the prompt writing that they're making accessible.
Final thought, what do you think of this as I'm listening to you? Is that I have a conflict, and so I get the those involved in the conflict, the combatants, if you like, let's make it graphic, around the table, and uh, I say to Chat GPT, here is the the issue and ask the combatants to engage with ChatGPT in ways to think about this problem they have differently. Uh, would that be a useful way to use AI? So as to get each of them, one, to hear each other's side of it, things that they might not be hearing, and for them to prompt AI to come up with a solution that would meet both of their needs.
Well, certainly it could bring to light topics or questions they never really would consider. Obviously, whatever information you give the AI technology, the more information you give, the more refined the results will be. So you really want to be as specific as possible instead of being generalist. So if it's a topic, is it a topic for conversation of a dinner table, or is it something for a speaking event? I'm not sure. But if you're, let's say you're looking to do a speaking engagement, for example, let's say on your book, uh, Until You Walk in My Shoes, and you want to approach an organization that may value what you have to offer, you can ask the AI technology to create a proposal for a webinar based on the information in your book. And then you would say, provide me with 5 different topics which would be of value for this particular association.
Mhm.
And the AI would create a proposal based on your book, the information it's given, how to present something that's going to be appealing to the organization. And I would start with at least anywhere from 5, even 10 topics that would
Mhm.
be something they could share with. And what's interesting, they may take more than one topic. They may want 3 topics. So you got a keynote speaker, speaking opportunity, and breakout sessions as well that make it very attractive for the organization to hire you because of things they never thought about before. So the AI can actually create a proposal that would seem appealing to the association by evaluating even previous topics that they've covered before. The AI could look at their website, take a look at some topics that were well received, and see if you incorporate that within your book. And sometimes that can make a difference of you getting the opportunity to speak versus the competition. So that could make a difference. So yeah, there's a perfect example of what you can do with AI.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Kushner, thank you very much. I'm sure our audience has learned really quite a lot and will approach AI, I am sure, with less trepidation. You've made it really user-friendly in the way you've discussed how it can be used. Thank you very much for spending the time with us.
Thank you. And for those who want to check out my book, certainly you can look it on Amazon. Also available on Spotify. It's called the AI LinkedIn Advantage, both in ebook form, print form, and audiobook. Also, go to my website, linkedvantage.com. You can go ahead and check out. I have a free ebook available, how to help you optimize your profile. And by all means, follow me on LinkedIn. Happy to accept all followers or invites, and I look forward to helping every one of your listeners with their technology issues. So, thank you for the opportunity.